of women. I've met a few. Thank you. But Reverend Pat is a special woman, and we're about to introduce our first and only guest, the Reverend Pat Baumgartner. Right on cue, right on key. Well, Reverend Pat, thank you first of all, thank you very much for agreeing to do this show. And I use the term loosely now, but we're still going to have a show. I want to first ask you, in all the time that I've been here at MCC, I've seen you at the pulpit very comfortable. Was there ever a time that you weren't comfortable at the pulpit?
Yes.
Well, talk about your time coming from divinity school and the first time that you actually had the chance to do your sermons.
I got my education at Catholic Theological Union in Chicago, and I was the first woman to go to school there. And the preaching teacher told me that I would never be able to preach because I was too short and my voice was too high.
They tell me that at auditions all the time.
Which I took as code for sexism, you know. And he gave me a C in preaching because he said I would never be able to do it. And I said that I thought my sermons were better than most of the guys in the class. And he said, okay, you have to prove it. So he had me preach in a local parish at 3 daily masses, and I got to choose one person to evaluate me. He got to choose one person, the local priest and himself. And if they thought I did a better job than he thought I was doing, then I could have my A, which is what I wanted. And so that's how I got through preaching class, and I did get my A. But
absolutely. Do you remember what you preached about?
Well, one of the passages I had preached about was I am the vine, you are the branches. That was one of the test ones I had to preach about. But, you know, so coming into pulpit ministry, I was a little shaky, wondering, like, can I really do this? I was certain I was called to do it, and I felt deeply connected to the Word of God, and that I had been, as I said, called to do this.
I want to stop you right there. When did you first started feeling that calling?
I think I gained some assurity around it when I was a senior in high school. And I told the local priest that I thought I was called to be a priest. And so he immediately called in a nun who told me, I must be mistaken. I was called to be a Benedictine nun and take a vow of silence.
Fat chance.
I kind of thought that was not good spiritual advice, but
good instinct.
You know, I waited it out a bit. I went on to college, and in the midst of college, I just had this nagging at me, and these.
Where did you go to school? Did it say?
Oh, college. I went to Purdue University.
Purdue?
Yeah, in Indiana.
You a big football fan?
Yeah. 2 people from this program where it was in Colburn, actually a heterosexual couple called me over to their house and said, we want to pray with you. So I went over to their house and prayed, and we got done praying, and they said, well, we have discerned that we also believe you are called to the ministry, so we will pay your way to seminary. So with that, I immediately dropped out of college to enroll in seminary, only to find out that I had to finish college to get in seminary. So,
first things first. Phil Reed, same thing happened.
I had to go back and finish my last year of college at the same time as I did my first year in seminary, and then I did that at the Crozier House of Studies, and then that closed, as was happening to many theologians for men across the nation, Catholic theologians. So then my Old Testament professor called up CTU and said, we have this one woman, will you take her? And they said, well, there's nothing in canon law to prevent the education of women, so yes, we'll take her. So that's how I got it.
Technicalities.
That was it.
Okay. Well, let's go back.